you're trying to generate those ideas, sometimes it can help to add constraints or to ask some weird questions. So for example, one of the constraints could be, what if this only worked in the morning? Or what if this only worked when condensation was in the air or during a storm? Or what if it worked only at night? Or, how would McDonald's do this if they were in charge? Or what would Superwoman do if she could just flick her hands and do this? And you can also pose contradictory questions to each other as well to try to help flip that thinking. That would be top tip number 1 from Melissa. Number 2 is also that ideation does not just happen on paper. You can also use the prototyping to help get those ideas. So if you take cardboard, a Sharpie, and whatever else you have around you, I know Nikki has plenty of materials, you can just start building and seeing, and then you're going to naturally say, oh, that clearly doesn't work, or I don't really like this anymore. That doesn't seem to meet the need. And then you can use that as well. And I think one of the role models also brought up our 3rd tip, which is indeed the feedback capture grid or something similar, where if you're ever stuck and you just end up saying you have 5 ideas, you're going to choose one idea and kind of roll with it a little bit to get more inspiration going. You can use this 4 kind of quadrant approach, which is, what's working for you? What's not working for you? What would you like to change? What question do you still have? And what further ideas does this pose? And sorry, Indra, I think you wanted to jump in as well for the last tips.
I'm just thinking back, this is not the first time that we are solving, inventing, creating with a group of girls like you. And I remember that there were some girls that had really great ideas and lots of them, but they were also not sure where to really go. So I would say something to also keep in mind is that balance between, yes, indeed, you have to select an idea, but you also have to dream big, right? But what does that mean? It doesn't only mean that we have lots of ideas and big ideas, but it means that we look at what is it that we are passionate about? What is it that we enjoy? Because if you enjoy doing something, the solution that you will bring to somebody else will be that much greater. So we need to be able to believe in the ideas, to believe in the solutions that we are proposing, so other people can believe in them as well, because we also need help to make our inventions a reality. So when you're ideating, when you have your ideas on the table and you're allowed to dream big, and you start selecting, also make it a criteria to say, what is it that I will enjoy doing? What is it that I really believe in doing? And then take that forward. And whatever comes after that will make the process so much easier for you. So never go with an idea that you feel like uncertain if you believe in it, right?
I also wanted to piggyback off of this is that there are a few key points for any ideation process, which is the user, which you've already empathized, the need that you're going to meet with the invention, and an insight. So sometimes that when we think about it, we think like, okay, a user needs to meet the user's need because of this surprising insight. And that's another approach of how might we, for example, invent something that makes the community more accessible to water. The other thing we wanted to share with you, because we were just talking about this, is that what do these inventions look like? Of course, you're going to be prototyping something that might just be cardboard and a Sharpie. It could be something that's just on a paper, but it could be something very physical. One of the ideas that was brought up was how to collect condensation to turn it into drinking water. This does exist. This is one example of what it looks like that's in Africa right now. But there are other examples, and there's some young inventors too that are contributing their ideas around this. And I think that in our lab, and I think Indra, even in the water module, there's a few other examples of ways that water is being used very innovatively that can help inspire you.